Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of The Mind of Reese. I am so excited that you are here. Oh, my Lanta. It has been just like medicine. If you've been in my spaces like the Arc or Beyond the Stars or in Scale, I've said this so much this week where you guys are my medicine. Like, I love my people. I love my community. I fucking love you guys. Like, you guys are like the coolest motherfucking people. So I just want you to take a breath right now. Just feel into the amazingness that you are and just being like, I am fucking amazing and I'm obsessed with myself. I am obsessed with myself. Like, say it out loud. Say it out loud. Like, I am obsessed with my motherfucking self. Just say it, because this is a whole another level of influence. This is influence. This is moving people. This is how we hold, this is where we get this next level conviction. This podcast episode really just wanted to talk about like conviction, what actually moves people, what actually makes you millions in your business. Something I've been teaching in Brandon and Booked in these past like weeks has been just so eye-opening for me as a mentor, but also just like, gosh, like how hungry people can be when you speak to their highest, like when you speak to the aspirational person that they desire to be. So I do a lot of identity work in a lot of my spaces. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, if you've been in my spaces, you know that like I am about to help you shift, heal, expand your fucking nervous system so that you can reclaim who you are, because deep down within you is a version of you that already fucking has it. Like, I don't believe that you have dreams. I don't believe that your dreams are just like dreams. You know, I truly believe that your dreams are actually assignments from the universe that your soul had assigned yourself to. You just have to remember, reclaim it, and fucking move. That's what your dreams are. Your dreams are actually assignments. So just fucking remember that. Remember that whatever you're dreaming up, the universe, it wants you to have it. Your desires want you back. And the only way you're going to get it is from that next level conviction of moving without proof, of moving without evidence, and just keeping going because you hold that level of conviction. And so what this whole thing brought up for me is that like right now I'm teaching a lot of identity shifts. You know, we have what's the $1 million version of you look like, and this next level of like activation content, and I teach a lot of like activation style content. Like once we understand how to hold ourselves and our nervous system, then we can expand on to move people and have conversations with someone else's nervous system. This is marketing. When you learn this, it's so much easier to move people, inspire people, activate people to invest in themselves within your experiences. And so the way that I look at this is like, your leadership is a nervous system disruption. That's what it's meant to do. I'm going to talk about what actually moves people to invest in themselves in your spaces, right? Because right now, it's not just your messaging, it's not your offers, it's not your content, it's not even the way you tell your vulnerable story. It's about conviction. Because if shifting your business was as simple as changing a few words in your content, every artist and creative would be pulling in multi-six figures right now, but they're not. Why? Because people don't move from words alone, they move from energy. And the biggest flex in your business isn't just having the right words, it's having the power, the presence, the depth behind them to make those words land like a fucking meteor. So today we're going to be diving into what that actually looks like and why conviction is the thing that makes people buy, trust, and follow your leadership, and how you build it. So let's dive in, shall we? So first things first. So conviction is a nervous system disruption. And I say this all the fucking time. The fact that artists in my spaces go out and implement isn't a mystery. So when I not only do I have artists come in and actually move themselves to invest in my programs, to invest in my spaces, it's also that they're implementing the thing that they're doing, right? They're implementing the thing that they've invested in. A lot of people, and this is like 95% of people out in the fucking world, will buy a course, will go to a seminar, and will just listen and listen to it and be like, that's cute. Thanks so much for that little hype and momentum. And then they lose it. Then they go home, they go back to their comfort zones, they go back to their patterns, and they don't do anything. Now, the reason why my work fucking moves people is because of not only my level of conviction and how I teach people to hold themselves so that they can hold space for others, so that they can hold space and lead others. It's so funny because today has been just like a crazy day. Like, it's like I'm teaching activation content in Branded and Booked. I'm teaching people how to activate people's nervous systems, not just activating content like let's disrupt the status quo, let's, with prompts and questions of things like this. No, the first 2 calls I was like, we've got to step into the identity. And I remember even telling them, because like we went into a first huge day of identity and nobody did the money moves, and I was like, oh no. So I called everybody up, not out, I called them up. And what happened was that I was like, listen, I understand that this is disrupting your nervous system, but we have to actually move. So I taught them a little somatic healing practice and somatic expansion practice. And we ended, and the next day, literally the next day, they went into it, they fucking did the thing, they implemented it, and then they came out wondering, I don't even know why I even had any resistance in the first place to do something like this. I've had artists say exactly this. I am actually a little bit obsessed with myself. And I'm like, yes, mommy. That is exactly what we need. That is exactly the energy of like, I am obsessed with myself. Like, yes. Because you move, the world moves with you. If you're obsessed with yourself, the world will move with you. Like, that's such a fucking vibe. Like, I'm a little obsessed with myself. I was like, I'm a little obsessed with you because you're obsessed with yourself. Like, that's in energy. That's conviction. That's holding that next level. So when I think about how artists move, how I actually influence artists to move, not just move and invest, but also to move for themselves. It's not luck. And it's not just because I gave them good advice. It's because I disrupted their fucking nervous system. When I say something, it doesn't just land in their brain, it lands in their body. Because let's be real, the body doesn't lie. Have you ever heard someone say something powerful, but it doesn't actually hit? It's because they don't believe their own words. And that's where most leaders, artists, and entrepreneurs really struggle. They try to convince people, but they don't even fully believe in what they're saying. If you don't embody your message, you don't live and breathe the thing you're selling, your audience is going to feel it. They're not going to move. People don't actually move from logic. They move from resonance. If you ever wondered why some people blow up overnight and others are stuck screaming in the void, this is why. It's not about being the smartest. It's not even about having the best experience. It's not even like, it's not the skills or it's not even like, oh, I'm the best artist out there. Like, I'm the best at what I do, whatever. It's like, it's about the way you make people feel. It's about the way that it resonates within their body. And the people who move fast, who rise quickly, who make money with ease, they're not more talented than you. Because people aren't making buying decisions from their heads. They're making buying decisions based on their state of the nervous system. And when someone has conviction, when their energy is undeniable, it does something to your body. It bypasses the overthinking, the doubt, the should I or shouldn't I, and it makes your whole system scream, yes, I'm in. This is why people move when I speak, because I'm not trying to be convincing. I just am. I am. And I know the work I do is life-changing. I know my spaces change the trajectory of an artist, a creative, a coach's, a healer's career. So when I say it, it's not a question and it's not a suggestion, it's a fact. Did it take a lot of work, psychosomatic work, practice, action to get to this point and level of conviction over the thing that I create, over my art? Fuck yes. But it was because of my willingness to be brave, to go deep, to deepen into my relationship to myself, to be able to fully have and grasp the taste of self-trust and self-belief that holds this conviction. I might not know how to do everything right or perfectly or the most easeful way, and yet I know I will get there. Why? Because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this work. I'm obsessed with you. I'm obsessed with all of this stuff. Like, I'm obsessed with me. When you get a little bit obsessed, it's like, it doesn't matter how long it takes, you're just going to get there. So how do you build this kind of conviction? This is the real question. How do you build this for yourself, right? How do you go from, I hope they believe me and there's no way they can? Well, I'm going to give you 3 things that I really thought, like I was really thinking about this and I wanted to make some notes. So I have notes on my computer here just to make sure that I got it all. But number 1 is to stop outsourcing your belief. You can't expect other people to believe in you if you don't. Most artists are waiting for someone else to validate them before they step fully into their leadership, and they wait for more clients, more testimonials, more sales before they let themselves feel confident. But confidence doesn't come from external proof. Confidence comes from the bravery of deciding. I don't care if you have 0 clients, 0 testimonials, 0 fucking money in the bank account. You have to decide that your work is fucking powerful right fucking now. Right now, you've got to decide it. And when it disrupts your fucking nervous system, you move with it. This is the difference. See, the whole thing was, I was like, what is the $1 million version of you? I want you to post this. And for artists, we don't want to talk about money. We don't want to talk about how much money we want to make. We don't want to talk about any of that. We want to just be like, oh, I don't want to be greedy. I just want, like, I don't want to be greedy. I just want to be grateful. I'm happy with this. Right? I'm sure you resonate with that in some capacity. And so when I said that, I was like, I want you to post about this. And when only 1 person did it, I was really surprised. I was like, okay, we're going to go back to this. I'm not going to let this slide, because even though I had my courses already, like my classes already, ready, I was like, no, we're not going to, this is the work. This is the work. So when you trigger your motherfucking nervous system by deciding, oh my gosh, I am powerful now, before the fucking evidence, before the clients, before the testimonials, before the money in the bank, I'm powerful now. My work is fucking incredible. My experiences are fucking incredible. And when that disrupts your nervous system, when that hurts, when you start to feel a sensation in the body that you might attribute to anxiety, fear, doubt, confusion, all of these things, that's the work. This is when we're like, oh yes, I touched a wound, and now I get to be with it, because this wound desires to be seen. It desires the attention, just like your clients, just like you. You desire to be seen. You desire the attention. You desire the sales, the clients, all of these things. So does your nervous system. The things you desire, your nervous system desires too. But what happens is that we reject those feelings. We resist them. We resist the sensations in the body, and we say it's not good enough. We can't have that. I need to go back to the comfort zone. And then you go back and you revert back and you go back to old patterns. When you disrupt, when you get into spaces that disrupt your nervous system, it is time to lean the fuck in. So when I say you're going to be a millionaire and you're like, I'm going to be a millionaire, and that disrupts your motherfucking nervous system, you lean in. You ask the question, you hold that sensation in your body. You ask the question to that sensation, how can I help you? What attention are you needing from me? And you continue to feel into that sensation, and then you rewire it. Then you rewire the sensation. Then you say, okay, I hear you, I feel you. But you know what? The sensation, the story connected to this sensation, meaning I'm not good enough, how am I going to make $1 million? All of these questions that come into your head from the sensation in the body that you might attribute as anxiety, doubt, fear. Well, how about we instead look at that sensation in the body being like, ooh, I'm about to expand to my next level. I'm about to step into a journey of my $1 million version of myself just by with the intention of thinking about it. That's actually what you can shift in your body. So not only are you giving yourself the opportunity to heal a wound, you're giving yourself an opportunity to expand your money container, which lives within your nervous system. Your nervous system determines the level of income, the level of impact, the freedom, what you do, the clients that you hold in your business. Your nervous system dictates it all. So if you are outsourcing your belief, or instead, you're more like, I just don't even want to touch on that belief because I know I don't actually believe it, then you are absolutely not going to implement the things that, you get taught, because you don't know how to hold. You don't understand how to hold yourself through the resistance, through the contraction. And see, the way that I do this, the way that my work goes, is that I teach you how to hold it and I teach you how to expand it and then to move. because nothing changes if there is no actual action in the three-dimensional world. You can heal it in meditation. You can continue to move it through somatic work. I could teach you all the somatics and the meditation, but if you don't do the actual thing, if you don't take the action, then it doesn't work. Then you're still like, oh, I've held it for a little bit, but at the same time, I couldn't hold it for long and I couldn't take the action after, so I'm not actually creating real change. Change only happens when there's action involved. But true change, long-lasting change happens when I'm willing to get my nervous system involved, hold that feeling, love on that feeling within my body, really, really be with it, understand it, and move after. Continuing to have both those aspects is what actually heals and expands. So number 2, it's move from your body, not just from your mind. So this is where most people get stuck, like artists, entrepreneurs, coaches, healers. They're trying to think their way into conviction. I just need to be more convicted, right? But conviction isn't a mindset, it's an embodiment. You need to drop out of your head into your body. And what does it feel like to stand in your power? Right? What does it feel like to know you're the best at what you do? What does it feel like to trust that your work changes lives? Right? And what does it feel like if you're like, I can't say, what does it feel like to be the best at what you do? How does it feel to be the best where you are right now and that tomorrow you're getting better? And then the next day and the next day and the next day, that you're holding such a high level of standard for yourself, you're not going to get fucking better. You're not going to be the best. Because when you feel that, when your body is full in agreement with that message, that's where energy becomes undeniable. And the third thing is stop being afraid of your own fucking voice. This is the biggest one. This is the biggest one. Most artists are afraid to fully use their voice. They water themselves down. They soften their opinions. They second guess what they're actually wanting to say. But your true, unfiltered voice is the thing that will make you rich as fuck. Your voice is the vehicle for your conviction. It is the action that creates the change, that deepens your next level conviction, where people can feel the resonance and where your baseline is just commanding attention when you walk into a fucking room. And if you're afraid to be seen, if you're holding back even 5%, you will feel that, your audience will feel that, and they will hesitate, and so will you. But when you unleash it, when you stop apologizing for how powerful you are, when you stop apologizing for what you want, for the desires you have, your people will flock to you. So the final takeaway from all of this is that you don't move people by what you say, you move them by who you are. And gosh, I feel like I'm just very repetitive about this, but I will be for the rest of my life until I can say it in such a way that literally changes people in the moment. That's what I desire. That's the kind of level of conviction I desire to hold. And conviction isn't something you just get automatically. You're not 0 to 100% convicted. You don't feel like that conviction is 100%. So it wobbles. It's a not linear thing. It goes up and it goes down, it goes up and it goes down, because when you're at the space where all you care about, where you value growth, where you value self-mastery, when you value emotional intelligence, there's no ceiling to that. And because there's no ceiling to that, there's no 100% getting there. However, what I will say is that the desire to get there is always going to amplify your voice, amplify your resonance, amplify that level of conviction that moves people, that creates movements, that it influences people in such a big way that allows them to see you, to feel you, to realize you are the only one. This is the only one energy. That level of conviction can't be taught. It can be felt. That's the nervous system work. This is the somatic healing work. This is your co-collaboration with spirit work. This is playing on a different game, in a different dimension, on a different motherfucking planet. This is playing 5D up to 12D. So if you want to lead, if you want to build a brand that shakes industries, if you want people to throw their money at you, the moment you open up your spaces, you offer something, you open your books, you need to hold more conviction than their doubt. So here's your challenge. Step into that with an intention to hold your personal power, to deepen within your own relationship to yourself, to understand what it is you're here to do on this planet, to hold that level, to hold that purpose that you have, and lead with conviction that you just believe that this is the thing that's going to change lives. This is the transformation that you offer. And that's when your rich as fuck era begins. Let's fucking go.